All right, Dwarf Fortress. Been a little while since we played. Technically, we didn't finish the old fortress, although we'd done a lot of the things that we had wanted to do. Whether or not we go back to the previous fortress, we'll see. But I was excited to try the beta out that they've got out here, and I didn't want to mess around with an existing save for that. And I specifically have an idea for this one. So as I was saying earlier, before we started ranting about all things Unity and whatnot, I've decided to make a pocket world this time, because what's nice about this is it's going to be a lot more personal and close in. There is a single little island that we're going to be playing around on. And again, if you do the exclamation mark what game, and then click the link in there, you'll get like a whole little like document that I've got for my plans today, which includes like extra annotations on the map and stuff like that. What's quite interesting about it is this little island, as far as I know, has 3 civilizations, period. It has a single dwarven civilization, although I think something like 30 civilizations got produced during World Gen, but only if these 3 survived. 1 dwarven civilization, 1 goblin civilization, 1 human civilization, no elves. Now, there might be elves in the world, but there's no elven civilization. They don't control any sites whatsoever. Can you get caravans on an island? I mean, if we were over here on this isolated island, I'm not sure. But we'll be able to get caravans from our capital over here, wherever we settle on this chunk of land. And in particular, I was thinking of settling, there's a bunch of little goblin towns over here. This green area, by the way, is the filtered out area set up for areas with no aquifers, and some amount of fluxstone. There is a volcano in the north, although it definitely doesn't have, it didn't meet my criteria over here. And we've done a volcano embark, and I was actually thinking of doing a 2x2 area this time, a small little embark location, and that would be that much trickier to work with a volcano. So instead, my plan is on the southern side of, like, so there's a big central mountain, big peak in the middle of the island here. And so south of that, and a little on the eastern side, these are goblin towns. And so I was thinking of settling near there. Now, there is some fun haunted terrain. All this brown stuff over here, this is all evil terrain, haunted surroundings. There's also, over here, Sinister. Sinister is like the lower difficulty. It's evil, but low wildness and low savagery. Whereas over here, haunted is like the middle one. And I can't remember, I think it's terrifying biome. I don't think we've got a terrifying biome, is like the maximum savagery evil biome. So I thought about that, but I've got certain like goals here, and I think fighting the haunted biome might just detract from my primary goal. Will we get migrants? Why wouldn't we get migrants? I mean, like, again, there's our capital is over here. We're going to be on the same land. I mean, the normal map you make, I mean, you get huge, big, mega continents, but a continent is just an island. This is our continent. It's just a smaller one. So yeah, I mean, again, our dwarven capital, one of these is the goblin capital. Something like that. One of these is the goblin capital. Maybe this, the dwarven fortress right here. Yeah, of course we'll get migrants. I mean, as far as I know. There might be something I'm missing, but otherwise it should be fine. So I was actually thinking of settling right over here. It's in the mountains, which feels very dwarfy, right? We'll make a proper mountain fortress. So even in this little 2x2 area, the bottom right corner is part of the rocky wastelands, sort of like a desert area. And there's a chance it'll have a few trees, not very many. The actual mountain tiles have like no trees, no vegetation. It is wilderness surroundings, so we might get some you know, freaky wild animals, but I think it's going to be good, and it's going to be relatively close to the goblin places. My goal for this run is I want to conquer everything in the world for the dwarven civilization. I want to go and conquer all the goblin places and all the human places. We are not going to trade with the humans. We are, when they show up with their caravans, we're going to steal from them and aggro them. We're going to start a war between the dwarves and the humans, and we're going to see what we can do. So that's my idea over here. We're going to do that. So I'm going to embark. I've got it set to a 2x2 area. We're going to embark right over here. We're going to go ahead with the prepare for the journey carefully option. These dwarves will get nicknamed automatically once we get into the game. So we don't know who our 7 starting dwarves will be, but once we get in, they will be named to something. Because we start with so little, potentially so little wood in the area, I'm going to make sure to go in and bring some wood with us. We're looking for logs. Maybe it was near the top. Oh, wood. Doesn't matter what kind of material we bring for this. You know what? We can bring nether cap because it's quite cool. So we'll bring a bunch of this. The only thing we need wood for is making beds. There's a few things that would be convenient to use wood for, but the only thing we need is wood for beds. Now, ideally, there would be a lot of like little min-maxing I would like to do here, but I'm just going to go and increase the number of seeds of everything just by a little bit here. We'll call that good enough. Anvil, a couple of battle axes, a couple of copper picks, that's fine. We probably want to bring some more booze. I can't remember what the magic ratios are to like get the extra bonus barrels, but we'll just go off by 1. Might fit 15 into things. We'll bring a little bit more of that. I don't think there's anything. Well, we really don't need the splints, the crutches. These are just like more expensive than they need to be. We can make our own later. Although I might bring a wheelbarrow. I don't think we'll need a ladder. Although we can make our own wheelbarrow. So like it's 50 points to bring a wheelbarrow. We can just use just bring tons more logs. Can we type in a number here? No. Can we hold shift to like make it go faster? Can I hold down the button? No, that's a shame. Let's do that. Now, animal-wise, we are going to want to bring, I think we're going to bring some probably dogs and dogs, cats, pigs. So we'll get a breeding pair of dogs. We'll get a breeding pair of cats. Actually, I don't know if we want a breeding pair of cats. We might just want a cat. Just for a little bit of pest control. But I want pigs, so we're going to want a sow and a boar, because that's going to be a supply of leather for us. So that's going to be okay. Chickens, yeah, chickens or geese or turkeys for an egg industry. How about turkeys? I wonder if they're nearer to the top. Yeah, there we go. Turkey hen and a turkey gobbler. Well, just enough to get started. Now, in terms of our dwarves, we'll do a fairly standard, get a couple of them that are suited to be miners. I don't know if we really need a woodcutter. There might not be that many trees to cut down. We don't need any early on. I don't even know if we need a carpenter so much. But maybe a mason. We're going to get one person to be our planter and brewer. We're going to get one person... Sorry, this is our mason, I think, over here, yeah? Yeah, our mason. We'll give them the stone cutter as well, because it sort of makes sense. We'll get one person with some social skills, right? A couple of ticks of appraiser, conversationalist, negotiator, liar, persuader, something like this. Where's the doctor? Oh, in here. Wound dresser, diagnostician, surgeon, bone doctor, suturer. Is there anything else we care about for starting skills? Well, maybe a butcher, leather worker? I guess tanning and leatherworking doesn't matter as much. Yeah, maybe one of our miners can also be a weaponsmith, and another one can be an armorsmith. So we've got someone in the fortress with some skill. We'll do the trick though with the guilds to get things started that way. Here, a couple of ticks of furnace operator, wood burner. Well, we might not be doing wood burning, so we'll just get some furnace operating ready to go. Not really. I'm not too concerned because we're gonna get lots of people, and we can always train people like on the fly. That's gonna be okay. How many more points do I have to embark with over here? Another 300 points. What are we gonna bring? We could bring some amount of coal to just get started. Yeah, raw coal, exactly. For that, we want like stone, right? Not blocks. Stone. Can I just bring raw lignite or coal to start off with? I guess we could just bring some coke. We have an anvil. So we're okay there. Maybe we can't get any from our capital for some reason. That would be annoying. No Pepsi Fortress. There, we'll bring some to help us get started with some smelting early on, which is going to be nice. You know what? I'm just going to bring a ton more wood. We can trade for instruments. We're going to get a ton more wood. Give me an extra plump helmet spawn. That's going to be good enough. All right. So our fortress name, channel cages. Wax clasp. Guard oiled. Ice post. Sword gladness. I like it. Let's use short swords for a change. Although, do we want to change to something other than gladness? Sword bunch. Sword burden. Sword thirst. Sword danced. Oh, sword murder. Guess I could just type that in, couldn't I? Sword murder. I love it. Dasto Tucson. Sword murder. Okay, that's going to be our fortress name. And our group name, the Destined Blades. The Destined Blades. I like it. That's going to be us. I'm going to embark. Let's go. Very edgy. Boop, 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 boop. A dwarven outpost! You have arrived! After a journey from the mountain homes into the forbidding wilderness beyond, your harsh trek has finally ended. Your party of 7 is to make an outpost for the glory of all Lalineth. There are almost no supplies left. With stout labor comes sustenance, whether by bolt, plow, or hook. Provide for your dwarves. You're expecting a supply caravan just before winter entombs you. But it's spring now. Enough time to delve secure lodging ere the jaguars get hungry. A new chapter of dwarven history begins here at this place. Dasto Tucson. Sword murder. Strike the earth. All right. So, like I said, the bottom right corner of Embark was going to be sort of flat. It's like wasteland. Look at this. It's just sand and dolomite. So it's exposed sand and stone, and that is it. We've got a few prickleberries here. We've got a few trees, which is going to be good. I don't know how quickly they'll respawn.
Pay attention, there's a new subscriber.
Okay, there's one tree. There's not a lot of trees, but I knew that. 2, 3. You know, we're really gonna have to access a cavern layer. The other thing is our area here is not very big. Again, I embarked on a 2x2 area. Well, that's a really stiff cliffside, which I love. Because again, we're gonna go and dig directly sideways into the hillside over here. That's gonna be great. So there's a little bit of a mini plateau over here, but then yeah, it's just a straight edge up. Oh, I love it. I love it. So nice. Sand and stone, strike the earth. We got some resubs that have come in. Just now, we got a brand new sub from Robo Ben. Thank you very much for the sub, Robo Ben. Dropsticks subbed early on, right at the start of the stream as well. Thanks, Dropsticks. And then we got some resubs from quite a few people. Yondar, how gifted some gift subs. Thank you very much, Yondar. Selkra's resubbed to the 20th month. Borber's at 79. Datalets at 103. TV Bird, 27 months. MJ's at 88 months. Pomwedge, they're 85th months. Jar is at a baker's dozen of 13. Finn McCool, 101. Fletch Reed's at 89 months. UM Oarsman at 106, nearing the 10-year mark. This time next year, my subscription will be older than 2 of my 3 kids. Wait, do your kids not age then? I don't understand how time works. Buddha Lillian's at 27 months. Yeller's at 57 months. Aka is at 14. Rory Enid is at 3 months. Iguana Ed is at 76. Gordo's at 91. Rolf Pajama, 55 months. A 2-year Twitch anniversary from Life Until Love. Malaclips is at 80 months. Konu no Oni is at 84 months. There's a 7-year Twitch anniversary. We've got a 8-year Twitch anniversary from Crispy Goth at 96 months. I2J Reavers at their 3rd month. Tracy Bluth, RIP, 117. Secreoritas is at 44 months. Sorry, I had a hard time with your name. Thirsty Kitty is at 70. And Coffee Now has just resubbed for their 2nd month. Thanks for coming back. Woohoo! Bum, 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 bum. D-Sit says, I'd put the entrance on the plateau gets you the higher ground. We could actually even build a ramp into an opening that's a little higher up over here. But, I mean, I think our priority is to get underground as quickly as we can. So I think that's what we're gonna go with. We're gonna jump in right away. Theoretically, the caravan spawns at about the midpoint of the map. So in theory, digging that way will get us in. So what we want to do? Well, first of all, I'm just gonna go ahead and drag this so we can get a sense of the edge of the map. See that? Like, this is not a very big area, and it's gonna be. I think it's gonna lead to a lot of fun. What I'm going to do to get ourselves started is I'm going to dig a little bit in, then I'm going to dig down. And already you can see things are different. Quill's building a two tile wide corridor instead of 3 wide. What is going on? Well, not only that, but I was thinking rather than a single central staircase, although I'm going to start this one just so that we can get down a little bit and then figure out what's coming next. I'm actually thinking, since it's a smaller area, although I don't know where the boundaries are, so let me do, just to be able to see where the ends of our screen is. There we go. So those are going to be our 4 corners over here. What if we go, I'm going to leave a gap, let's say a 4 tile gap on the outside. Go down to level 30 here. What if we go and just have our staircases kind of on the outside of things? So again, a 4 tile gap, and then down to say level 30 to get started with. So I want to force myself into a structure that feels different from what we normally do. So now that I've done that, what I want to do is just erase this little extra drawing. Now, this might be... This might be still bigger. Maybe this is a little too spread out. This might be a little too wide. Let's say dig mode. Come on, cursor. Do what I want, not what I tell you. Just sort of mapping out a squarish area. What if instead we had 4 corners? Oops. That's not the shape I want. And we built sort of everything kind of within this kind of block. And not necessarily with the shape on the inside, but this amount of space. What if the central corridors on our level were 2 cross swords? I don't know about doing the art for that. It is kind of interesting. Oh, stairs off by 1. Of course they are. You know, and then... And then no central staircase this time. Don't need them diagonal, just point and hilt at the ends. I mean, suppose. Oh yeah, I forgot. Like, we're so close to the edge of the screen. Sword. Vote making all the rooms in the shape of a mug. It does look like a syringe. We're gonna get dwarves vaccinated. That's what we're gonna do. It's gonna be the medical wing. You know, I don't hate it. One of the nice things about this shape, is that it's a fairly convenient shape for getting little workshops. Oops. In here, right? Because they all fit nicely into these sorts of things. And then you can just access the outer ring this way. Bedroom-wise, what kind of space are we getting for bedroom shapes if we do this? Again, okay, it fits nicely that way. Actually, that works well here too. Wow, I hadn't actually done the math on this, but this actually does work out quite conveniently for these 2x3 bedroom kind of vibes. Looks like Warhammer's over here. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I like it. So these are 11 by 11 blocks, which is what you get, assuming you've got the cursor on. When you go and hold shift and go to the side, it moves over by 10 tiles, which means you're ending up with an 11 by 11 space because you started on 1. It was the 1 plus 10 from having done this. The one thing was we can't really have the one. What if we fit everything inside of the structure very strictly? I mean, the outside of this structure can be used as like just mining, right? We can still do lots of digging outside, but what if we fit every single one of our buildings all the time inside of this area defined by this? And try as much as possible to like fit things within like these block shapes. Because then when we're sort of moving up and down through the fortress, we might get some cool visuals, you know? All right, so then the question is, how do we get our staircase from the surface to connect in here? Because for safety, ideally, we would like to have it be some sort of corridor that can be shut down. Maybe we go 3 wide for this part, just because it'll end up being fairly... Hey, Robo Ben! Thank you very much for the gift subs. Flipbook animation through the layers would be really, really quite keen. Okay, so our surface is at 49. I did this drawing at 46. There's no guarantee that this is properly stony, although this area is supposed to only have some soil and some sand. It's probably fine. What we could do is we could consider putting our depot over here too, or maybe a little further away, because what we could do is we could ramp down to this. Yeah, underground trading spot this time, maybe. I'm just wondering about going a little deeper. What if we go down to level 40 for our first little area? I kind of dig that vibe. Gonna be canceling some designations in a second here. But if I go up a level, so I'm here, if I go up a level, yeah, so I'm at 41 and I do this, and then go up a level, I'm at 42. If we do this, kind of right against corner spot, then trade caravans can come in, follow down this ramp to here. There, and this is level 40. This is where it'll end up. Kind of like this. Boom. And then again here, I have to just get our general design down. This was going to come into like this hallway here, and then from here it was going to be this side for the insides, and then the corners here. Again, let's plan to go down to level 30 for now. Now, unlike last time, this should be a no aquifer base. This embark location is supposed to have no aquifer. Hopefully that's the case, because man, oh man, did we have to fight last time.